Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today, it's going to be a big one. We are editing the deck, we're going to locals. We are continuing to decide what we are bringing to nationals, which is I think the big thing in all of our heads right now. But with that, I did pick up Blue Eyes again after getting the Nats invite with Mitsu. And I'll be honest, I was really impressed with how this deck turned out. I feel like the Ghost Spells were a very solid addition in the main. Another thing that I liked the addition of that we just tried was the Magnamut. I think when a lot of people picked up this deck initially, they did so because Magnamut could bridge into the Primite engine, and that was really good. But I think right now, just hitting the graveyard is so strong. I want to double down on these ideas, and we're going to do so by adding a Druis Worm, a Baldrake. I do have 2 more Baldrakes here. I don't know if I want to play all of them, but I do think moving in this direction is the right thing to do. Additionally, there is a conflict we need to resolve, that conflict being a trap card, and a trap card that I feel like has been a staple in Blue Eyes for a long time. It's Purge. Luckily, my friend is borrowing my other, and I don't feel like playing one is necessarily the right call. So we're actually going to drop Purge this week. We're going to play more dark monsters because we no longer have that conflict. And then in addition to that, there's another hand trap that I want to try in the deck, which I loved in like 2008. I think it's good again now. I could be coping just like a little bit, but I think it's good. So we're gonna go to the trunk and we're gonna grab that too. Now, what we're looking for here is a card that topped quite a few nationals last weekend. It was in a lot of side decks. And again, I haven't tested it, but I want to believe it's good because it's a card I love. It is DD Crow, and it has presumably a lot of applications this format. So unlike bystials, these don't give you a body, but they do hit spells and traps. So when Kusanagi is targeting the ritual or prayers or something like that, this can stop it. These are also good against rogue because you can hit these spells and traps in White Forest. You can also hit mermail, which is something that the bystials simply cannot do. So a little bit more diversity in application, though that is a lot of cards that we are adding to the deck and we need to cut some. I think the first thing I'd like to cut is actually the Nibs. It's a good card, but I feel like Cross is just too accessible for Ryzeal right now. And I also feel like Malice just plays through it most of the time, especially if you don't have another hand trap. That was a very prevalent issue last week at locals. But again, I think there's a lot of hope with what we have on the table. We're going to do a big deck edit. Part of me wants to throw the drawers back in, but I think we start here and we'll figure it out. So before you look at this a little too closely, do recognize it's more of a list made for testing than it is for being the most optimal list possible. I do not think, to clarify, that this is the most optimal list. I really doubt that we'll play these, and these. I just want to see what feels better, what comes up more, what has more applications, and we'll probably add the draws back in once we make those conclusions. And I might want to try the Perulias as well in the main. I really like that in pure Mitsu, but I feel like you really just can't let your opponent build boards when you're playing Blue Eyes, so having more actionable hand traps that really stop plays, I think is important. But again, we'll see how we feel. This is a list made for testing, and tomorrow we'll work on the side deck, we'll work on the extra, and then we'll go to locals and we'll get some games in. So those are just the thoughts, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how these cards feel. Alright, so taking a little break to do some meal prep. I was also thinking about Purge and the conflict and the math behind how many conflicts you can play, because we were playing Ash and I've also played Magnamut. So that's 4. I don't know how many I'd feel comfortable playing, but I'm curious how you feel about that and the math that you feel is correct. Wish you guys could smell this. So good. I might steal some before Athena's done with it. That said, I am going to enjoy some food, and then I think we are going to grab a package and some packs of cards. Okay, so update, we do have a mystery box, and yes, inside we have some cards, but before we open that, I have something fun to show you guys. We are in a new condo, and they're just opening up the amenities. We are entering Forbidden Land. cardio. Actually really curious, do any of you guys watch these vlogs while doing cardio? And I know some of you guys are gym guys. Are we gym bros? Are we working out together right now? Are you doing cardio? That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna open some packs. Okay, so as for the mystery package here, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I got a little excited. We did some pre-opening, but it is the new Battles of Legend set. And in here, I do want the Orcus cards. I saw that there's a pretty cool build with Mitsu and Orcus, but in addition, I think what I'm really excited about with this set is the fact that it's bringing a lot of our friends back to the game. Seb is coming back to play the Necros deck, Xavier, Orcus, Kevin's really excited about Gem Knight. So a lot of the cards that we're opening in here, I think are actually just going to friends, but love that we got some people returning to Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. First pack, I think they have 5 cards each. We have a Fabled. Oh, Necros. That'll go to Seb. Very good. Orcus Harpor. Dragon Rulers. And oh, I think that's a Kevin card. Okay, can we pull the Starlight Blue Eyes? We got a DD. Another one. Fabled Lurie. Fiendsmith card. And oh, actually forgot about this, but I do want the Starlight. And the foil upgrades for me are pretty nice. I think mine are rare at home, so we take it. I don't really love cardio, but it's good for you, and we do what's good for us. Now, I have something very exciting to show you guys. It's a new gym. It's the new condo gym. Okay, so home gym, but it's actually not bad. We have a pull-up bar right here. Cables, which will be great for arms and just about everything else. Dumbbells to 60, which means we can't do chest here, but we can do shoulders. On the other side of the room, we've got a lat pull down, we've got rows, we've got a chest press. Leg day is questionable, but this is great. I love a new gym. We're gonna do a back workout, we're gonna open some packs, we're gonna have fun.
It's open.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What's inside?
I don't know.
Why is it open? Oh, because I opened it earlier. Right. Yeah, no, that's my bad. We have control of the lighting, and this is going to be so fun for filming.
She said don't call my phone on a Friday night, but I never did listen. So I'ma hit you now on a FaceTime, and I know you won't miss it. Girl, I know you waited till ain't over me. You only wanna talk to the start with me. Things didn't work in the past life. That doesn't mean that I won't try. She said, stop it. You always let me down when I want you. I can't help it, but I can't let you forget me. Won't let you forget me.
Alright, so we're done our vertical movements for this workout. We did 3 of them, and right now I am trying to do more hypertrophy work than I am strength. Typically, if I'm really trying to build the strength on a muscle, I'll do 5 or 6 sets of a singular movement, but if it's just hypertrophy, then I might do 2, 3, and I'll switch to something else and hit that part of the body from a different angle. Just different ways of training for different goals, but today it's hypertrophy, and today we're doing a lot. Also, it is 1 in the morning, so no excuses. Got another one, and maybe the Starlight. I'd be happy with more Orcus cards. We can give that to Kevin. Necros card, we can give that to Seb. Dragonmaid, classic. 2 for 1, and oh, I actually don't have that. So you know what? Good pack. Okay, so last movement, we're doing bent over rows with the dumbbells. I was watching Jeff Nippard do a video on these where he's keeping his back completely horizontal, which tricky, but I've been doing it and it feels so good. So we're gonna hit some sets. Heaviest weight that we can do, it's the 60s, but we're just gonna do a lot.
What makes you feel so damn
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new day. It is Locals and I'm really excited to give this Blue Eyes list a try. I recognize, again, this isn't the optimal list we could be playing, but we are trying a lot of different cards in it, and I think we're going to learn how we want to move forward with this deck after this week. I am playing, again, a lot of hand traps. I would actually like to try more, so we are going to put the Perulias in the side deck this week. We do need to find space, and I think that's going to be a simple decision because I'm going to try dropping the Ultimate Slayers. Great at breaking boards, but with the current build of the deck, we are just trying to stop them from getting to a board. And the other big benefit is we now have room in our extra deck as we can drop the Cloud Beast, we can drop the Aggregator, and because we're not playing Nib anymore, we can also drop the Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. So we have 3 slots. I think it's an easy fill with Blue Eyes. It's one of those odd extra decks where you feel like you always have a lot of space for flex spots, but you also feel like you have none because Tyrant Dragon, it's a card often we play 1 of, but you want to play 2 of because there are a lot of combos with wishes that you use this guy just to get a Blue Eyes off the board, but then you want to make it later with another fusion summon. So I think we play a second one of those. I would like to play a 3rd Spirit because now I'm often going into seals on my turn 1 and you have to turn your tuners into dragons. Finally, I'm playing the Moonlight Dragon, which is a card that when I'm playing it, I feel like it doesn't come up. When I'm not playing it, I feel like it comes up all the time and I miss it dramatically. So for that sake, we're putting it back into the extra. We have a couple good changes in all directions and I will lay all of this out for you, but before we do that, I do want to open a couple more packs. So let's rip into these, see if we pull the Starlight Orange Light, the Starlight Blue Eyes, the Labyrinth Wall, or just some cards for our friends, which is always nice too. And start with the blue one. Love the ASMR of that. So we have a Drac, Gem Knight. Okay, we can give that to Kevin. Love to see it. Dingirsu. I actually wanted more of these with the little symbol at the bottom, so that's fun. Fabled, and another Kevin card. You know what? We love to see it. Not sure if you can hear the wind outside, but it's adding to the atmosphere of the ASMR. Sharks. Oh, did not know that was in here, but kind of cool. Kevin card, yet another one. We have the cover card of the set. That's fun. Still want to try to pull it in a Starlight, but cool to have. We have a Punk and Dragon Ruler. Last pack magic. Do we get the Starlight? Do we get the Labyrinth Wall? Let's find out. Utopia card. Okay, we have another Kevin card and a Neos. You know what? I feel like between the Blue Eyes and the Neos, these were kind of meant for us. Love to see it. We have another Punk and a Heraldic Beast. All right, so we did get some pretty cool alt arts in here. It's another sign perhaps to repick up the hero deck. We are going to do it, I promise. But for now, we are going to show you the side deck, the extra deck, and then I think we'll do a test hand or 2 before we go to locals. Just see how the deck looks, see how the deck feels, and give you guys, again, just a better idea of what hands will look like with all of these hand traps. Dorian suggested do some test hands where you guys get to see how it all works before locals, and I thought it was a fun idea. If you like this, let me know and we can do more in the future. But looking at our hand, it's Blue Eyes. We pass. I think that's what we do. I think we just pass and we hand trap them 5 times because DD Crow's not once per turn. All right, let's look at the next one. We're gonna go again.
Yeah?
We're gonna go again.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. We have 5 cards. We're gonna have Engine, we're gonna have Backup Engine, we have Foolos, not great going first. We have Majesty, a brick. Well, that's a pop 2. We are passing on double Fua. Heck yeah. So, fun update. We were just talking to Kevin and I think we figured out what we're doing for Nats, and that Gage, Nim Nim, Kevin, us are going to rent a cute little Airbnb, and things are starting to come together. So today we are on the hunt for sleeves because somehow I ran out. And typically I was buying a lot of dragon shields, but I talked to Jem and he was telling me that katanas are the way of the future. I think Nim Nim also swears by the brand. Hey! We've missed our boy over here, but he was busy flying across to other countries, topping YCSs. We're gonna do a double date at some point.
Yes, yes.
Kind of crazy when you walk into your locals and you find the guys who are topping YCSs just like that. Hey, good to see you. How we doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. I feel like with Nat coming up, I'm just excited all the time. Hello, hello. Looking very nice.
Oh, I saw you got one of these too, right?
Yeah, we match now. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Cyber Dragons are doing pretty well. Yeah. There were a couple lists that are topping. There is new support. Came in the last set. There's an Ultra.
Don't tempt me, man.
What's one more? You know, you're not playing a card. Okay, so great start to the locals. We are actually running into quite a few old friends that I used to play with years ago. So just a very warm, fun environment. If you guys take anything away from these videos, I know that we do a lot of gameplay, a lot of theory, but I hope it is just the good energy, the good vibes that I feel like this community creates.
Hey! Oh, you got a bubble tea? Your order. Oh.
Blue Eyes won German Nationals. Emery got top 8 with it at France Nationals.
Yeah.
So good deck.
You literally just throw 2 breakers in there.
Yeah.
And then I'm spicing up with a few bystials.
Didn't show you guys last week, but check out these fun dice from 401. Gave them me for the sponsorship, but pretty fun. Okay, so match 1 is against a man I'm sure you recognize at this point. It is Chris, best Hawaiian shirts in the game, best mustache in the game, and he's actually one of the guys who came over and helped me test for the very first regionals. Always just love sitting down with Chris, but that said, we are winning the dice roll. We are going first, and we are opening 2 bricks, which for Blue Eyes actually isn't bad. So I send the Maiden to activate a True Light from hand. True Light sets the wishes from deck. Next we activate it, discarding the Foolos and searching both a Sage and a Majesty from deck to hand. Now I summon the Sage and search a second Maiden because yeah, we drew the Veiler, he drops a Foolos, and we drop the Ash, which is arguably the best use of it this format. From here, we are linking into Spirit. Spirit is adding Mausoleum, which we are of course activating, and we are using it to target the Spirit to send a Blue Eyes from deck to grave. Spirit is then tributed to special the Blue Eyes back, Maiden comes with it, and we synchro both of our bodies into the Spirit. Now we are setting a Majesty in the back row, and we are ending on not a lot. But hey, we didn't brick, so I'm happy. Chris draws and specials the Momento horse, which is a little concerning for me as I still don't really know what these cards do. I've played against it before, but do I remember anything? Not really. That said, I read the card and Veilering it seems pretty good, so we Veiler. Now a Memento Fusion comes down and I read the first line of text and try to keep him off bodies by activating the Majesty. However, Memento Fusion has additional lines of text with a secret effect. It can also use cards in the graveyard if a Memento is destroyed this turn, so the Majesty effectively useless. He does summon the big creation fusion and send some cards from deck to grave with its effect. Then he activates the Karibo guy in grave. I negate it with the Spirit, which actually works. So now we're tagging the Spirit into the ultimate for the bonus disruption. Chris then banishes the fusion to search a Memento field spell, which he is activating, and I opt to negate it because it does seem like a pretty good card. Chris then activates the Fusion Monster to pop both itself and True Light, so I am chaining the True Light to set a spell from deck. Then he chains the spell in hand, which tributes the Fusion to summon a Goblin from deck. So the Fusion is popped, the Goblin is summoned, I am setting a Roar from deck, and then True Light is destroyed, which of course destroys the ultimate Spirit Dragon. However, that does get its effect to then just kind of rebuild our board a little bit. Memento Fusion is then used from grave to destroy the Goblin and add a spell. Then the big guy shuffles back 5 to summon himself. In battle, he can swing over the entirety of the board, which of course he does. draws, and now he uses the Bone Party to trade the king for a Memento from deck. From here, we are out of disruptions, so we're just kind of chatting, and he is mentioning that it's actually his first match with the deck, so we're both kind of learning the cards together. It's also worth noting that if he is misplaying, remember, it's the first match of the locals, so we're both kind of just getting the rust off, and he's playing a really, really hard deck for the first time. Chris is a great player. He just topped YCS Orlando with Malice, but you know, when we are playing with the deck for the first time, we are bound to make misplays, and just keep that in mind as we're going through this. That said, he does end on a Typhon, and that is something we can actually deal with. I draw into Ghost Bell and begin by activating the Roar to special a Blue Eyes from grave, as I still need one in deck for Mausoleum. Maiden then follows, and we activate the Wishes in grave to equip the Neo Blue Eyes to our Blue Eyes, then we contact Fuse into the Tyrant Dragon. This line got the Blue Eyes back in grave, so now we can get value off Maiden by targeting with the Mausoleum, which of course allows us to special back the same Blue Eyes and send another Blue Eyes from deck to grave. From there, we use our bodies to go into a Synchro Spirit Dragon, and we pitch the second Maiden we had in hand to activate the True Light from grave. Now we're heading to the battle phase. Tyrant is swinging over the Fusion, Spirit is swinging in for 2,500, and we're using True Light to special back the Blue Eyes for yet another 3k damage. Then Spirit is tributed, it summons the Ancient Fairy Dragon from the extra, and we're attacking for game. After quite a few misplays, I'm sure, on my part, but you know what, we got there. With that, we are heading into game 2. I am opening 3 hand traps, which feels fantastic. He opens with the Dark Blade, and I drop the Fua. However, he is dropping the Ash, reminiscent of the first game. From there, he is summoning the Witch, and I think I prematurely activate my Ash. I feel like I probably should have saved it for the Horse, but with that, the combo does continue. I wait for a card that notes that it targets to use Crow. However, a lot of these cards don't target, so I'm not doing that for quite some time. I feel like hitting the spell card in grave though before it activates its effect would probably be pretty good. He builds quite a big board. I only have access to the Primite half of my deck, and with that, we are going to the game 3, but we are, I feel like, learning a lot about the matchup, and I do think that's a very, very big part of Yu-Gi-Oh! So we do some siding, chat about how my boy is actually doing a summer bulk, which is something I actually really respect. I feel like people always wait till winter, but just eating more in general can be so beneficial for the gym. So big shout out to Chris on that one. With that, I am going first, and I do not open any starters, much like our test stands. So Chris got me on the following turn as time was called. He did some damage. That said, I definitely was not winning that one, and yeah, that's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. Again, always love playing with Chris and appreciate how chill he was with me recording his first match with Momento. I feel like it can be a little nerve-wracking to play a deck for the first time, especially in front of an audience, all of you, but you guys are sweethearts, and we both know that, and we appreciate how respectful y'all always are about the matches. Genuinely, just like best community ever, and again, big shout out to Chris.
Hi, everybody. Later.
You ever give the boys a good night call?
A good night kiss, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It's a new challenger.
We want to invite you guys over for a Halo night one of these days.
Ooh,
Would you be down?
Tempting. Yeah. I was never a COD kid. I was a Halo kid. I did play some zombies, though. I gotta say. Zombies are great. I was sniper.
I don't know how to model. What's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card? You should tell the camera.
My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card is El Shaddai Constructs.
Are you sure it's not that steamed rhino?
It is that. I hate that. No, I hate that card.
Blue Eyes. With the new set, we do have some new decks, and we got luckily paired up against one in the final round of this locals. Now, we also got paired up against an old friend. His name is Thomas, and I love that about Yu-Gi-Oh! The fact that you won't see your friends for years and then all of a sudden you're reacquainted through the game. You have these opportunities to really catch up, and it was just a really warm, fun experience to have that back and forth again. That said, we are jumping in the game, and Thomas is winning the dice roll. Now, I open a couple of decent hand traps. I'm feeling fairly good. However, he normally summons a Chamber Dragonmaid, which unfortunately I don't know what these cards do. I start by making a misplay in that I don't activate Fua before he links into the Striker Dragon, but we are learning. With that, he combos, I do activate Fua, I draw into a maiden, he draws me right after, and he continues to combo into the point where he makes a moon, which I'm actually very grateful to see. It's one of those things where I actually understand the fiendsmith engine, we can interact with it, he continues to do fiendsmith things, and when he tries to bring back the engraver, we DD Crow to ensure that he can't get to the Caesar, and that was actually quite strong as he is setting a single card in the back row, and he's passing back. Now, I draw into Wishes for turn, then in the standby phase, dragonmaids do what they, I guess, do best. He uses the dragonmaid fusion to shuffle back his banished dragons to summon a Xiao, which is an omni-negate, which also specials a dragonmaid from grave. He selects the chamber, and chamber adds him yet another hospitality from deck to hand. Now he's cooking, and between the omni-negate destruction, the trap which returns, the pop, I simply can't keep tuners on board, so we are moving into game 2. However, we're doing so with some knowledge of how the deck actually works, and that's very valuable. I get hand trapped and end on next to nothing. However, I do understand what his deck does now, so I draw after the chamber, then I ash on the Dragonmaid Hospitality, which effectively stops his engine push. Then on my following turn, I go for game. However, I get nibbed. So we find ourselves here. I've already used True Light this turn, so I'm setting an Imperm and I'm passing back. Thomas draws and begins by normal summoning an Ash Blossom, which is how you know we're both on next to nothing. Then he turns the 2 into the Moon, and the Moon turns into the Requiem, which he of course tributes to summon Engraver from hand. Super unlucky, but yeah, Requiem is then equipped to Engraver. He sends it to grave to get rid of the massive token. He then enters battle, hoping I would forget about True Light. However, I do not. So we special back the Blue Eyes, and with that the Maiden from grave, and at this point he's scooping it up, and we are going to the all-important Game 3. Where, you know, maybe one of us draws a little better. With that, he is going first, and I open Fua double bystial, so I do feel like we're getting good use of our text. With that, I fire off the Fua immediately, he responds with the Ash, and he follows up with the normal of Alluri, which is then linked into a Requiem, and Requiem is tributed to summon the Engraver. Now, when the Requiem is used to target the Engraver, I target the Requiem with the Magnamut, which does special our boy from hand, and of course, we are activating the effect. He is then setting 2, and in the end phase, I am targeting the Alluri with the Truest Worm to get some extra damage on board. Magnamut then resolves, adding me an Ether Barrel, and that gives us access to both the Primite and the Blue Eyes engine. So between both of those and both of our Bystials, we are taking Game 3, and feeling pretty good about the inclusion of the text. Also, cards aside, I really loved just talking to Thomas again. I feel like that is one of the best benefits of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the fact that you can take breaks and then you can go back to locals and you can see these people that you have built relationships with. You can have these just really warm, wonderful social interactions, and it really felt that way with Thomas. Again, we hadn't seen each other in years, and really nice to reconnect. So the deck, I like what we're doing with it. We definitely need to do some more tinkering, but cards is great, and the people, as always, even better. That'll always be good. We appreciate it.
That and Tempest.
Yeah.
We have DDD, Fabled, Dragon Rule.
Yeah.
Galatea is cool. Yeah, Bat, shout out to Farfa. Yeah, the retrain. Pull me something good. Starlight Blue Eyes would be very cool.
We got Starlight.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
True Draco.
True Draco, a Dorian card, a Dirac,
Alright, I'll try to pull you something good.
Starlight Blue Eyes. Well,
Oh, nothing so far.
okay. I will take.
The Dragon Rulers are glued to his. Yeah, that was gonna be all Dragon Rulers if he touches it.
Okay, so we are learning. I'm kind of on the fence about the hand traps. I feel like I need to watch the footage back to really see, and that's something I do love about the fact that I record these. I feel like I learned so much not only playing but learning after.
It was so.
Oh, so
That was his favorite dino.
that's his favorite dino. So,
Yeah.
so every time he throws it away, so he keeps throwing the card away. I carry like half a dozen with me at all times just to do that.
Bye guys. Take care.
Bye guys.
Okay, so Dorian, when you started playing again, you were playing Labyrinth. I know you switched to bystial Mitsu. However, today I looked over at your board and I saw a Labyrinth card. But at other times I looked over at your board, I saw a bystial Mitsu card.
There's one guy at Locals that plays Labyrinth, and I played against him today. And that's why you saw Labyrinth cards.
But it was on your board.
Ouroboros is a great card. Ripping 2 cards out of a player's hand, going first, so you can learn what they're playing. Confirming that he's playing Labyrinth was the best part about the day. He knew it himself, but we also had a fun game. He was a great player. But we actually are testing Orcus Mitsu.
I hear Orcus Mitsu is actually really good because...
I lost to it today. It's good.
Yeah. It's good because if you get Lancia, your Orcus cards don't work, but it's fine because your Mitsu cards do.
I tried to Lancia him and he didn't even need... It doesn't work. They only need to shuffle back and banish to spin. Like, it doesn't actually matter at all.
So do you side Lancia into that matchup?
I did, but it didn't matter, so I learned that I might not. I actually thought Ghost Bell was great. Into both of those.
Yeah, I played Ghost Bell today. Also loved it.
Yeah, especially into... What is the deck called? I forgot what it's called.
Orcus. Mitsu. White Forest.
The first one you played against.
The first one. Oh,
Ghost Bell and the Fusion, yes.
Ghost Bell and the Fusion spell.
Ghost Bell's turning out to be a great card.
I really like it, so much so that I added in bystials and DD Crows because I just wanted more graveyard disruption. I think DD Crow was admittedly maybe a little bit of cope, but it was fun.
I agree. I think maybe if at worst Skullmeister would be better, like Steven said, than DD Crow, but bystials for sure.
I feel like we're deep. I feel like we are both genuinely deep in the game at this point. If you guys are classic Cardboard Cravings enjoyers, Dorian did upload to that channel. There is a short, it's featuring Xavier. He's looking very cute.
By the time this comes up, there'll be like 3 more videos. And if you like Final Fantasy, go watch those videos too.
Oh yeah, okay. Dorian reminded me, if you guys are buying cards at 401, use the discount code Ruggles5. Get the singles for a little bit less, and if the post office does strike, 401's great because you can go and still pick them up. Thank you for coming. We are already passing the vibe check. Oh. Cool. I feel like with Nats coming up, everybody's just in such an excited mood. I hope you feel it. I hope it's palpable. I hope it's making you smile. And I will see you next week with the next entry in this journey.